Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Monday, December 20th, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Charlotte Hornets vs Utah Jazz. Leading their scoring output in the game was Ball, 20.3 ppg, who scored 27 points in the game and was one of 5 players to score more 14+ points. The defense needs to step up more consistently as they are allowing 47.2% of shots to fall against them and are giving up 116.6 ppg, which is last in the league. They need to play even better defensively if they want to pull out the win. The Jazz have looked a bit too shaky defensively to trust them as 12-point favorites in this game. That isn't me downplaying their elite defensive capabilities. It's more of me respecting Charlotte's underrated firepower. LaMelo Ball is back on the roster for a team capable of running up the scoreboard with the best of them. They are currently ranked 3rd in the league in offensive efficiency. So they're clearly going to put up a fight in Utah. The Jazz haven't been as dominant in recent defensive outings, with the team allowing 47.3% shooting and 113.3 points in their last 3 games. They don't commit a lot of turnovers on the floor either. So this isn't going to be one of those games where they beat themselves by handing the Jazz extra possessions. Our first betting advice is to pick Charlotte Hornets, +12. We'll see if they can avoid dropping a 3rd straight loss when hosting the Hornets to kickstart Christmas week. LaMelo Ball is back in the mix, and Charlotte is back to running up the scoreboard on a nightly basis. They're actually neck and neck at the top of the league in scoring offense with the Jazz right now. So this matchup is a pairing of the top 2 scoring offenses in the league. This is usually the time where I'd point out the fact that Utah is one of the best defensive teams in basketball, but they just gave up 109 points to the Washington Wizards after giving up 128 points to the San Antonio Spurs in a loss. No team has a higher shooting percentage than Utah, 48.1, right now, and they're also leading the entire league in offensive efficiency rating. I hope Coach James Borrego packs plenty of Tylenol for the massive headache that will surely come his way in this one. The Hornets have the league's worst scoring defense, with teams averaging a ridiculous 116.6 points per game against them this season. That'll surely be a problem with Donovan Mitchell and the Jazz coming to town for a visit. Our second betting advice is to pick under 234. Quick reminder, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 500 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting advice that ends up costing you a lot of money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advice. Sacramento Kings vs Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors have been playing some solid basketball lately as they have won 3 of their last 4 games. However, Golden State enters this game on a bit of a low note after losing to Toronto on the road by 19 points in its last game. In that game, Golden State's defense was awful as it allowed 119 points while letting the opposition shoot 50.0% from the floor. However, that lackluster defensive performance was extremely surprising since the Warriors are allowing just 101.1 points per game, which ranks tied for 1st in the league. Now, Golden State will be looking to get back on track defensively with a home game up next. The Warriors are expected to have Steph Curry and Draymond Green back in the lineup for this game, while the Kings are still down De'Aaron Fox, Richaun Holmes, Alex Len and Davion Mitchell. This is a tough game for the Kings against a Warriors team coming off a loss. Golden State hasn't lost back-to-back games all season, and they'll be playing at the Chase Center on Monday. And this Kings team can't play defense. They aren't generating turnovers, and opponents are averaging 49.3% shooting against them in their last 3 outings. More importantly, the perimeter defense is ranked among the bottom half of the league. Chef Curry is about to be cooking like Gordon Ramsay from beyond the arc. Our first betting advice is to pick Golden State Warriors to cover the spread. The Warriors are already a top-notch defensive team, and they're going to do everything in their power to force the Kings into making mistakes. If Sacramento can avoid taking the bait, they'll have a great chance of being successful in this matchup. But success will mean overcoming Golden State's defense to make up for their own defensive struggles. Everyone is getting buckets on this Kings team. Sure, they ran circles around the Spurs, but they also gave up 114 points. In the game prior to that one, they gave up 124 points to the Memphis Tigers. It's a buffet for offensive buckets when you come face to face with them on the hardwood. Our second betting advice is to pick over the total game points. San Antonio Spurs vs Los Angeles Clippers. The San Antonio Spurs have been depending on the play of point guard Dejounte Murray, as he is averaging 17.7 points, 8.4 rebounds, 8.5 assists, 0.4 blocks, and 1.9 steals in 34.4 minutes per game. He is shooting the ball well thus far, as he is shooting 43.9% from the floor, 33% from the three-point line, and 68.3% from the free throw line. In his last game against the Utah Jazz, Murray played 37 minutes and finished with 16 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, a block, and 2 steals. The odds for this game are not available yet, mainly because the Spurs are playing on Saturday at Sacramento, but I am still going with the Clippers. Following a couple of defeats, the second of which was quite unexpected, I believe the Clips will bounce back, with or without PG-13. Of course that the Clippers are a stronger team with George playing, but they still have enough quality players on the roster to beat the Spurs even without him. The Los Angeles Clippers have been playing well on the defensive end, as they are allowing the 6th fewest points at 104.9 points per game. In their previous game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, they gave up 104 points on 43 of 92, 46.7% throughout the game, 12 of 31, 38.7% from distance, and 10 free throw attempts. Our first betting advice is to pick the Clippers. The Los Angeles Clippers lost the second straight game, but after losing to the Utah Jazz on the road, they were expected to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. However, the WC bottom-place Thunder edged the Clippers 104-103 in Oklahoma City, and Los Angeles failed to cover a -4.5 spread in the process. It was the third game in the previous 4 in which the Clips didn't cover, and now they are at a 13-17 Austrian shillings record. The Clippers had a 2-point lead in the dying moments of the games, but their former guard Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hit a 3-point dagger at the buzzer to bury his ex-team and hand the victory to the Thunder. Luke Kennard led Los Angeles with 27 points and team-high 7 rebounds. Terrence Mann chipped in 18 points and 7 boards, while Reggie Jackson recorded a double-double of 16 points and team-high 10 dishes, along with game-high 4 steals. The Spurs exploded offensively in the third quarter against the Jazz and scored 41 points, allowing 23 in return. It was quite shocking, given how the Jazz are playing defensively at home, but it seemed that the Spurs exploited Utah's busy schedule and recorded their third road victory in 4 games. Keldon Johnson led San Antonio with 24 points and 8 rebounds. Derek White scored 22 points with a couple of steals. Lonnie Walker-Ivy added 19 points, 5 assists, and 4 boards, while Dejounte Murray posted his 5th triple-double of the season, as he ended the game with 16 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 dimes, along with 2 thefts. Our second betting advice is to pick under 217.